this is going to be about when they feel the space. Okay. Now, this is really important. There are going to be people that are new to this channel for sure. Anybody who's new, this chart is going to be a lifesaver for you. I know it sounds a little esoteric, especially for anybody who's new to this kind of stuff, but let me explain this to you because this is going to directly affect any kind of relationship or ex-back situation that you have. A lot of the times guys just need to move on, and some guys, like I've had so many calls where I'm like, okay, if you just understood this part about reattraction or attraction in general, you would have a better chance, because there's some people who have interactions with their ex because they have kids or whatever the case is. Okay, so there's a lot of situations where just understanding certain attraction things, attraction fundamentals, will help you a lot. So one thing, especially in new relationships with young people, is they don't know how to give each other space. They're obsessed with each other. This doesn't really mean that this is absent from people who are older. However, younger people are so conditioned to reach out and just talk through their phones all the time. So like, okay, so here's the thing. Like 10 years ago, right? Dating apps like Plenty of Fish and it's not even an app really, it's a website, were like, if somebody was on like an app like that, it was kind of weird, right? Maybe not even 10 years ago, maybe like 12, 13 years ago, something like that. Like pre like Snapchat era, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm dating myself at this point. Snapchat's actually pretty old. But there was a time, okay, let me say this. There was a time where dating dating websites were kind of like, oh, you're on a dating website? It's weird. Now it's completely reversed. If you're on a dating website or dating app, it's like normal. So dating apps it's a strange phenomenon, because women that are on dating apps have more selection than they ever have, and they're getting so much more attention, which directly affects how an ex situation will work, because she can just hop on an app and get a whole bunch of attention. And when she's getting attention all the time, it's going to be harder for her to feel this, right? This is harder for her to, deal with, because before social media, before women were getting bombarded with attention all the time, right? They would be alone with their thoughts for a while and their feelings, and they would go, man, maybe I do miss this guy a lot. But when they get bombarded by attention, so what ends up happening, guys, to jump straight to the point, is it takes them longer. This takes longer to happen, in my opinion. All right. And it's because of the way that the new normal is. So guys, all this means for you is you have to be even stronger. You have to be willing to just work on yourself and focus on your own energy. So this is what this is all about. Okay. So these two balls, this is your energy and this is her energy. So you and them. That's why I put a T, because this can work for women. You know what I mean? Like any women who are watching, this is obviously the same. Okay. So they need to feel this space. They need to feel the distance. They need to feel that anxiety and tension, because they need to feel the fear that you have just moved on. Because here's what dumpers do. Dumpers have something called dumpers confidence. So I'll put it here, dumpers confidence, okay? Or dumpers arrogance, however. And I guess what Coach Lee said, dumpers arrogance. But regardless, it's the same thing. Because they know that they have the power in the relationship because they just left you. So they need to feel this right here so that they can lose this, okay? Because when you give them the space, when you stop texting them, or you become harder to get a hold of, or they know that basically they need to know that they can't control you anymore. They need to know that you're not just going to be there, right? Once they know that, and here's the thing, if you set this up correctly in the relationship, it's going to be a lot harder for them to A, break up with you, and B, if they do break up with you, to stay away from you. Because, for example, and again, this is why this always comes back to understanding. There's fundamentals to this game, guys, okay? So up here somewhere, I have the 6 pillars. I drew this out a long time ago, and I have never erased it. And the reason why this is so important is because pre-framing the relationship, right, just in your head, not together, if you're working on these 6 pillars, so for anybody who's new, it's health, wealth, skills, mindset, social circle, and relationships. The reason I have these 3 in the middle here circled is because these are the 3 areas that I have noticed that most guys really need to work on for the other pillars to work really, really well. Okay. Mindset, skills, and wealth. Now, again, none of them are really more important than the other. I'm just saying that the ones that are circled are the ones that I've noticed have the most impact on the other ones, because when you have money, you can buy better food, you can do it. But really, if you're healthy, you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where you guys are coming from too, right? Because you don't need a whole lot to stay healthy. You can exercise every single day, fast, and eat. Like, I understand that. But when it comes to influencing your relationships and stuff like that, a lot of guys are missing these 3 keys. Okay. So that's just what I've noticed after 5 years of observation. Social circle, when you have money, you're going to be talking to people who are of different caliber. Okay. So the people who I talk to now are far different than the people I was talking to even 2 years ago. Okay. The quality is different. They're better people. They're more honest. They're more honorable. I have some students that are not honorable men, and I'm like, man, you need to get rid of that shit. You need to become a more honorable man. Okay. So now, before I continue, things that you guys need to know about. The book is out. The book is called The Masculine Way, Handling Breakups. It's a short book. Look, guys, it's really thin. Okay. And the reason why is I cut out all the bullshit, all the fat. And sorry, it might be backwards for you guys, so I'll get this nice and zoomed in for you. It looks like this. And the link will be in the pinned comments and in the description. So that is just about breakups. The second book I have coming out is called Chasing Excellence. So it'll probably be The Masculine Way, Chasing Excellence, or Letting Go, Chasing Excellence, something like that. Maybe just Chasing Excellence. I don't know. It's done, but I just need to finalize a few things. Then you guys can book a call with me. That's also in the description box below, and it will be a Calendly link. My website, I'm redoing the actual coaching page just to be a Calendly link so that you guys can pay through the Calendly link. It's going to be all together, and then you choose a time. It's super easy. I don't know why I didn't do this ages ago, but anyway. There's a free Discord. Now, the reason why I have that is so that I can tell you guys about things that I'm doing. Of course, Money School, right? But also, I need to, I can help you guys with a few things there. And booking a call with me will obviously get my time, right? But sorry, somebody's calling me. So, but the free Discord, I usually jump in there at the end of my day or after a couple of days. I'm not always there. So you guys can talk amongst each other. Make sure you pick up the book so you guys can talk to each other about the concepts in the book. And then, of course, Chasing Excellence, you guys can work on that. That's something that really, like I said earlier about the 6 pillars, right? That's why that book was made, because it's talking about these things that I've noticed over time, okay? Anyway, back to regular schedule. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Money School. Money School is my high-ticket program. Basically, any kind of... In Money School, there's about, 6 different ways that you can make 6 figures. And if you jump in there and you learn them, I'm going to do it with you so that you don't make any mistakes. That's the idea behind Money School. It's as simple as that. So if you're interested in any of these things, my email and my socials are all down below. Just say 6 figures, and then we'll book a call and we'll talk about that. Not a paid call. That's a free call. And anyway, so... they need to feel this space, right? This space is super important because like I said before, as soon as they feel that that you're not there anymore, that you're not waiting, right? That is when they're going to say, shit, I'm going to lose this person. And yes, they might even have attention from other people, which is a big thing for sure. But most people are afraid to give it because they're fearful. So going back to this chart, right? Fear is massive, huge, huge, huge issue. Okay? Because when the people that are fearful are trying to prevent something from happening. So what you guys are doing is the people that are going through breakups are 100% fear driven. So they'll do things they would not normally do to try to keep somebody around. Excuse me, I hiccuped. So they'll say, oh my God, I don't want to lose this person. Therefore, I lack this person, or I lack love, or I lack whatever. So they'll go out and do more things that drive the attraction down. So there's a few things that drive attraction down. So let's just say this is, let's say this is attraction, okay? So let's say when she first meets you, it's like, actually, let's just do this. Now, let's say when she meets you, it's like here, okay? Now, over the course of the relationship, this is kind of what it's going to look like. It might go down, it might go up, down and up, right? Like that, okay? Now, in the beginning of the relationship, it's usually the highest. And then, of course, the infatuation, that's why this is here, will dive down. But it doesn't mean that they're going to start being like weirdos, right? Sometimes they just pull away a little bit, stop texting as much, but they still like you, they still love you, whatever. Now, what makes attraction fall, and attraction is the number one issue, because if they're attracted to you, they're going to want to stay to you. And I don't mean physically, guys. A lot of guys think attraction is just a physical thing. When they look at you and think about you and associate with you, do they think positively or negatively? Right? Because a negative emotion is going to drop this down if it's too consistent. Okay? Every relationship needs a little bit of flair, right? But if it's got to be less than like 3%. Okay? Because if it's too negative, attraction will drop. Okay? Now, what does positive and negative emotions even really mean? Okay? Because there are certain concepts that are going to drive attraction up. Space drives attraction up. And that is one of the most counterintuitive arguments and things you'll ever hear. Now, they do need to see you. And again, this is the issue with people today, is they don't know how to give space properly. So if you give space properly, they literally, again, this goes up. Attraction goes up. Now, there are three major things that will drive attraction down. Okay. So one is insecurity. Okay. The other one is complacency. And then, I've separated this one, but physical abuse, right? So this one is a sudden drop, because you maybe put your hands on a woman and she's like, oh shit, and it's going to drop. She's not going to think about you being the exact same man that you were when you guys first got together. Okay. She's gonna be like, wow, I didn't realize this was happening. Now, these two, insecurity is usually like, it drops attraction fast, but not as fast as physical abuse, right? So attraction will kind of drop like this over time. And it could actually, no, you know what? It's more like this. Let me say it like this. It's more like that, right? Because there's parts of you that, may seem attractive, and there's parts of you that are very unattractive. Complacency is the one that kind of looks like this, and it drops slowly. So you notice that they're all obviously on a decline. So what is positive, right? Okay, well, obviously injecting space, but having fun. Having fun in a relationship is extremely important for a woman to want to stay with you. Okay? If they're, again, and ladies watching, when you bring up too much drama and you're nagging too much and you're just being super annoying and the guy's trying to work or do something with his life or whatever, there's got to be a balance where in a relationship, right, there needs to be that balance where you guys actually do hang out with each other, and he needs to court you, right, if you're a woman watching this, right? And this has been a thing going on in my own personal life, where you get so busy and so focused on your work that you neglect to keep the relationship at the level that it should be at. I have personally struggled with that before, because I'm a businessman and I'm doing really well. And when you do well, you want to keep doing well. And sometimes you associate the person with taking you away from the work, but actually space from the work is exactly what you needed, right? And so you don't see it until you need to deal with it. So that's where that balance comes in. So literally, it's super important for fun to be injected into the relationship at least once a week, at least. Okay, I have gone several weeks before without having fun, and it definitely takes a toll on the relationship. Okay, so space, right? Fun, and those two things really, like, it's just set dates, have fun on the date. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Okay, and literally, it's just these two things just come on. It's all you got to do. That's all a relationship is. People overcomplicate what a relationship really is. Guys, you just have to have fun with each other. People take relationships way too seriously. Like, so the fundamental stuff needs to be understood and been made aware of in your brain. Okay, so this is what the books cover. But understanding your own emotions is a really good place to start. So that kind of leads me to my next point. When they feel this space, they're going to have certain thoughts and certain things are going to go through their minds. Man, did I make a mistake? You know, especially even if they're seeing other people. And say you guys were together for like 4 years or something like that, 2 years, a year, whatever. Automatically in our male brains, we're like, okay, she's dating another guy. She's getting fucked by another guy. I don't even want to date. There's a big part of you that goes, I don't want to date her anymore. You're going to think all of these things, right? Which is totally normal. And this is what the dilemma that a lot of my students have, because they'll come into my coaching program, like the long-term ones, and they'll say, okay, in the beginning, they'll say, I want to get her back. And then by the end, they're like, I don't even really want her back. I just want to feel powerful again and just reject her, right? And I'm like, okay. And what normally happens somewhere along the lines, there's a window of opportunity where she will reach out to you. It depends on the quality of her character, because if she is the kind of woman that's afraid, right, to put herself out there to be rejected, a lot of women don't do that today, especially young women. Women who have more quality in terms of their character will say, you know what, I think I made a mistake and screwed up. My exes all admitted that shit. Okay, so the people that you deal with and attract, and this is something that's really hard for you guys, especially like certain people, to admit, you attract what you are. If you're attracting low quality women, chances are you're acting low quality yourself. Or you're not vetting or filtering out people. You're just going out with whoever gives you attention. A lot of guys do that. A girl will give a guy attention. She only really kind of likes him, but he likes her a lot because he feels validated now that he's attractive or whatever. So you attract what you are. So this is why I have this chart here, because if you work on yourself and you understand, so when you work on yourself, you're literally increasing your sexual market value and your attraction score, I guess, right? So say it's a 78 or something like that. You can get it up to an 85 just by losing weight, hitting the gym. You guys can work on it by increasing your money, because when you guys make money, you guys are going to feel a lot more confident. You can go on trips. You can do things. Life opens up big time, in the 6-figure range, okay? Especially multiple 6-figure range. And when you do that, you're going to be able to do a lot more fun things, and you're going to be up in this vibration, okay? So when you're up in that vibration more often than you are down here, you're going to be a far more attractive person. You guys have probably met people that are like this, or maybe you're a person that was up here. A lot of people think that they're up here, but there's a lot of deep-seated issues that they're still dealing with, and they don't really want to admit it, okay? But when you are up in the top, right, naturally, most of the time, you're going to attract a lot more people that are up there, okay? You're going to have more people that, like, imagine, okay, so again, when I talk to guys, they are usually, let's say around this area, Okay, their courage. Sometimes they're fearful, down here. Sometimes they're fearful, and then sometimes they're up here, right? But they're bouncing. So when you get rid of and heal anything going on down here, right? When you do that, you're going to be up here more often, which means you're going to attract women that are up there. So that's why you see a lot of these guys hop in the comments and they're like, oh, women are trash, or women aren't adults. I saw that not long ago, or women are this, women are that. And when people talk like that, that is, first of all, they're watching a lot of content from other creators and then hopping on other channels and just regurgitating that shit. Right. But at the same time, that's just pain. That's these negative emotions here. Right. When you don't deal with these, okay, when you don't deal with fear and you don't deal with guilt, and especially shame's a big one. You don't deal with these things. If you don't, you're going to just act like you're going to be an angry person. You're going to have disdain towards women. You're going to have disdain towards relationships because you're hurt and you never dealt with that pain. You never dealt with. So there are guys that are running around right now that have never had a high quality woman. So what they'll do is they'll get dumped because they keep going out with the same kind of woman because that's who they're attracting. Then they'll go online and say women suck. Right? So they go online and say women suck, and they'll say there are no high quality women. That's what they'll say, which is bullshit. It's frankly bullshit. There's tons of great high quality women out there, and a lot of them, guys, are not on dating apps. Okay? Now I'm gonna be blunt with you, truthful. I haven't been in the dating realm for a long time. Okay? I've been with my woman for a long time. However, I've been helping guys date for the last 5 years since I've been coaching, because the natural progression from X back and these guys go through, they go, okay, I want to start dating again. So I help them do that. And through that, I kind of live vicariously through them. And they're on dating apps. And I have observed through my own personal friendships, of course, and through them, dating apps are not where high quality people hang out. Same with clubs, guys. Clubs are not where high quality people hang out. If a really hot girl is at a club, you have to think, why the hell is she there? Now, was she dragged there with her friends? Maybe. But most of the high quality women I have met in my life do not go to clubs. They don't do that. And again, that's a big paradigm shift for you. Some guys listening to that might go, what? Yeah, no. They're doing shit that you can't even, you're like they might be, first of all, women are everywhere. So when guys ask me, how do I meet high quality, attractive women? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. You just have to have the nuts to go talk to them. Right? But high quality women are hanging out, like meetup.com, for example, where they have people that are into hiking, right? That's the kind of stuff. So that's where you want to meet a high quality woman, is when you have the same similar interests together. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about where, because again, look at club behavior, right? Club behavior is I don't want to say degeneracy, but it's because it's fun, because I used to live that life. I used to do that, right? But that kind of, everyone's drinking, everyone's drunk, everyone's acting a fool, dancing and shit like that. Now, I don't think dancing's a problem. It's just look at the behavior and look at what people want to do. They want to hook up and shit like that, right? That's not where you want to meet a girl, fellas. And ladies, you're not going to meet a high quality man standing with his ass leaning up against the fucking club, and he's telling you, oh, I make all this money, I do all this, but he fucking works at the grocery store. What was that Hobson song? There was a Hobson song that talked about that. Ill Mind of Hobson 4 or 5, one of those two. I can't remember which one it was. And so you want to meet people that have similar interests as you. Want to know a really good place to talk to girls, fellas. Spirituality retreats. Okay? Get into spirituality stuff and get into, and it's kind of a little hack, and I shouldn't tell you this, but I should, because, you know, I'm looking out for you guys. I want you guys, but here's the thing. You guys need to be that guy that they're going to be attracted to. You need to be cool. You need to be calm. You need to get rid of all this. Okay? Because you're going to act out of pocket the second that, say she goes and has a coffee with a friend. Okay? You haven't texted me. What's going on? Right? That's that fear that I'm talking about. Okay? Hyperactive. Right? Hyperactive. They need control, right? So that's the kind of stuff that you guys need to be thinking about. So when you become a better person and you start focusing on your spiritual self, you start focusing on your mindset and what you think. Again, the 6 pillars. Okay, so this little chart is just about the levels of action that people take. This is where most people are, okay? Massive action is when you take whatever it takes to get the goal. That's why I have money school. Okay. Because there are people that are like, I'm so fucking tired of living a broke ass life. I want to do whatever it takes to get there. Okay. So you work on this, and then you start meeting women in different places that are just like you. Right. So say you get into like reading Joe Dispenza or something like that, or you start getting into, you know, psychology stuff or whatever, and then you and another woman are into that same thing. Now you have a common interest and you guys can talk about these things. But what guys, if you are the kind of guy that goes to a club, or you go out and do stupid shit, and you meet a woman doing that stupid shit, what do you think that relationship is going to be like? Now, again, can it be good? Sure. But guys, like, so many of you are trying to meet women in clubs and in just stupid places, and it doesn't help you. Okay, because you don't know, you don't have direction to go pick a few things in your life that you really care about and love, right? Like me getting into spirituality and understanding the laws of the universe, and like everyone talks about the law of attraction, but here's one major law of attraction thing that people don't talk about, that there are other laws to the universe, and one of them is the law of inspired action. A lot of people want to manifest a relationship, right? They're like, oh my God, I'm trying to think about the man. I see a lot of women do this. I want to attract and manifest this man to my life. But there is also the law of inspired action, which means you have to work on yourself and work on what you can control in order to attract that person. See, the law of attraction has been kind of marketed to you and skewed. The law of attraction is really just saying like attracts like. So again, that's why I'm saying if you're in a club life, you're going to be attracting people that are in a club life. Okay. Generally speaking. And like I said, there are sometimes guys, like the person I was when I was at clubs was not who I am today. I would never go to a club today. I might go to like a gentleman's bar where it's quiet and jazz music is playing, but I'm talking about the do clubs, right? I don't want to go to that shit. And that's the difference. And there are other ones. The law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, law of correspondence. I have it printed up there. Law of correspondence, law of attraction, law of inspired action, law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is constantly changing, guys. So when you guys feel an emotion, right? If you feel an emotion, it's energy in motion, which just means when you have fear, you're feeling that it's an energy. It's a type of energy. It's a vibration, right? So say fear looks like this. And then sorry about the ending there, and then love looks like this. When you are operating out of a place of love right here, right? You're going to literally attract more of this into your life because of the law of I think it's correspondence. I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me. So there's also the law of effect, cause and effect, you know, the law of compensation, law of relativity, law of polarity. So you see this in our media today, where they're trying to make men and women the fucking same. And we're not the same. We're never going to be the same. Okay? And that's exactly what attracts me to women. Why would I want to be attracted to a man? I'm not attracted to men, right? So there's a comedian, I can't remember his name, and he was talking about this, and he said, Men and women are not the same. And you know, people in the crowd, they're like, ooh, we can't talk about that, right? He's like, look at you guys, just fucking pathetic. And he said, look, that is exactly why I'm attracted to women, because you're not like me, right? And women are not like us. There's nothing like, and I'm going to say this, there's nothing like a real feminine woman that is in her feminine energy. There's an energy to it, and it's something we're like, oh my God. Like, and especially when a man is working really hard, grinding, putting his nuts on the chopping block to be judged by the world, and then you have a feminine woman at home that makes you feel really good. There's no replacement for that. And this is the shit that the red pill guys don't really even talk about, right? Because some of them are so busy catering to their audience and making money that they're just going to keep repeating the same things, like women are trash, or, you know, women are this. And look, the truth is, I don't even hear many of them saying women are trash, really. I just hear them say that they don't really say anything positive about women. You don't hear that. That's really what I'm trying to say. And there's a law of rhythm as well, and the law of gender. So rhythm, you know, there are seasons to the world: winter, summer, light, dark. Maybe that's more polarity, but light, dark, law of gender, right? There's all kinds of laws, guys. And the law of attraction's just been marketed to you. It doesn't mean it's not true. It just means it like attracts like, right? That's a simple way of putting it. But there's a lot there. It goes super deep into your actual like cellular being, because thought energy is a thing. And if you guys are like turned off by this a little bit, just go study it. There's all kinds of books out there that have been scientifically proven to prove some of this stuff. Okay? Go check them out. Do research. I'm just telling you what I've observed and what my life has turned into because of what I think and believe. So this simple little relationship video kind of turned into a big ass life coaching lesson, I guess. So if you want success, right, you need to be operating up here. And how do you do that? You start getting rid of all of this crap, right? And now you're not going to get rid of all of it entirely, but does it control you? Do you let your anger control you? Do you let your fear drive you, right? Or do you let joy and the idea of joy drive you, or love, or peace, right? What do all men want? And I think we can all agree to this. We all want peace at the end of the day. Do you want to come home to a combative wife who just berates you all day? Fuck no, right? You want to come home to a wife who's like, I can't wait to see you when you get home, and she's texting you this. I can't wait to do this. You know what I mean? You guys have your relationship, right? So if you guys are dealing with all this crap, the one place that you guys need to get back to, let me erase all this, is courage. Okay? So in order to defeat any kind of shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, and pride. So think about being in a fearful state. What do you need to do in order to defeat fear? You need to be able to face fear directly, no matter what it is that you're fearful of. And that takes what? Right? Courage. So everything, that's for the first place to begin. When you want to lose a bunch of weight and your body hurts and you feel like crap and you just want to go to bed again, but you get up and you do it anyway, courage. I'm talking about the people who are like 450 pounds, 500 pounds, and they can't move and they're super big, right? You need to have the courage to begin. You need to have the courage to go to the gym and people look at you, right? And they're thinking and feeling that way, which makes them feel shameful because of the decisions they've made over the past. See how this spirals down? And that's how it works on a cellular level. That's how a man can walk into a room. Two men can walk into a room. One will draw the crowd sort of towards him, and one will have him pushing everyone away. Why is that? Right? Now, a lot of people are looking for physical, like, oh man, he knows how to talk or whatever. But a man needs to be super, super comfortable in his skin to be able to draw a room. He's the one that's making everybody laugh. He's the one that's complimenting women, but in a way that doesn't make them feel like he's trying to get in their pants, right? And there are men that are trying to fulfill a hole because they have desire, right? When you have desire, you feel lack, so you're trying to consume and bring more into your life instead of just emptying your cup and starting over. Okay. So when they feel the space, yes, they'll come back around. It's turned into a really big, massive lesson. When they feel the space, they'll come back around when they feel like they're missing you. But this is the real work, guys. This is the real shit. And as a coach, I'm telling you, there are so many people I've helped bring, even just going from fear and desire up to courage. Their lives change. Their lives have changed from that, because they go, I'm done thinking like a poor person, right? And I don't mean that in like a negative sense, guys, either. Like, look, poor people do this with their money, okay? They pay their bills. So this is what poor people do, okay? They pay their bills. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not judging you. This used to be me. Middle class, buy shit like cars, house, whatever, all the extra shit. Well, you know what rich do? They take their money and then they make more money. That's it. And then they go out and buy those things, right? That's it. They take their money and then they multiply their money. That's exactly what I do. So when I started my money school journey, right? When I started it, I took the money I was making from my job and I was like, okay, how do I start a blog? So I started 2 blogs and my YouTube channel at the same time. So I had 3 new assets starting. A website's an asset. A YouTube channel is an asset. But you guys don't think that way. And this is where, like, right here, okay, this is most of the population. Okay? This is most people. And this is a select few people. And it's just a small shift in understanding. So I took my money, right? And then I just made more. So then you go, okay, so you have job, right? So let's just say job. And then asset 1. And then I just put asset 2. Asset 3, asset 4, right? I know many of you guys wanted to hear about the relationship stuff, but this is just me speaking to you as a man. So you have your job, which is what everyone can have. And then you start your assets. So you start building a website. Then you start building another website, which is exactly what I did. And then YouTube channel, which is exactly what I did, right? And you guys, first of all, need to realize that a small channel, especially in a coaching realm, can make you multiple 6 figures a year. But anyway, so let's say asset 1 is making you $5,000 a month, which is what a lot of you guys would love to have, right? Asset 2, let's say making $7,000 a month. Right here, you're making $12K just between these 2. That's a different life right there. Then, so what I did is I quit my job, because as soon as asset 3 was my YouTube channel, right? So for my YouTube channel, I think between all in the beginning stages at the time, I was making like, let's say I was making like 5K. That's between coaching and ads. That's in the beginning, like in the first year and a half, a year and a half, 2 years. That's what I was making. And then I started talking to investors and people investing into the new assets that I was creating. So asset 1's making 5K, asset 2 is 7, and then asset 3 is 5. That's a completely different life right there, right? Now, these 2 took about a year and a half, 2 years to get to those 2 levels. Okay. Now I have other ones, new websites that are making much more than that. But here's the difference. And what people do too is they start upgrading their life. So even middle class people, say they get a better job, they're like, I'm going to upgrade and get a Mercedes and get this better car, and I want this Ram truck that's a Hellcat, which I want that truck, the Ram TRX, right? I could afford it. I could probably afford to buy it cash. But here's the thing. I'm so obsessed with creating new assets, and I'm a student of this. right? I'm a student of this. I don't act cocky about this at all with the people that are invested with me. And I'm like, hey, let's figure out another way to do this, right? So literally, you start creating a portfolio, which is exactly what all this is. It's a big ass portfolio of assets. And then, so you have 5K, 7K, 5, and then eventually you get down to like a 12K asset. And then, you know, it doesn't always have to be bigger each time. It can be another 10. And you guys can see how much different your life can change if you really applied yourself. That's why I invented Money School. Okay? So that's what this is all about. Okay? So that's what the rich do. This is what they do. Yes, some of you guys may think, oh my God, they do illegal tax loop stuff. That's your politician's fault. That's your government's fault. They're the ones that can fix that problem. Maybe rich people lie, you know, grease their pockets a little bit. I don't know. But here's the thing. When you create all these assets, I promise you the last thing you want to do is pay taxes on them. I'm telling you, right? I'm at this level, guys, and you do not like, you know, hey, we want 40% of that. Fuck you. That's what you want to say, right? So this is what rich do. They create assets and then they multiply. So here's the thing too. When you have, let's say, asset 1 right here, and then you have your job, right? So say your job is making you like between like $1,500 a month to $2,500 a month. Then your second asset starts making money, or sorry, your first asset starts making money. You can take you can take the money it would take to get to this asset to 7,000. So how long it would take, you can speed the process up. It's like a catalyst because you can hire writers. You can hire people to speed up. Like for my YouTube channel, for example, I could hire somebody to do video editing for me. And I'm at the level now where I'm sort of thinking about having somebody chop up my content and put it everywhere, right? Put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram Reels and all that stuff. But I also kind of want to have a channel that's like a sort of a self-development channel. Just watching a guy. What's his name? What was his name? Chris Williamson. I watch his content, right? I kind of want to have a channel like that where I'm talking more about just concepts, ideas, mindset, right? And that's the kind of direction I want to take things. So I hope I have somebody's attention at the end of this video. But this is what this is what rich do. They and this could be real estate. So, you know, say your next asset class, asset 6 is a house, right? Maybe that house is getting rent, you know, like $2,500 a month. Here in Canada, this is like kind of what it looks like for a decent house a month, right? So as you can see, like website assets can make you a lot more money. That's why I'm not involved in getting into real estate. But down the road, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to help people make money so that I can have sort of a private equity group or a private group of people that have money. We all pool our money together and go create assets. Of course, there's going to be like legal documents involved and percentages and whatever. But that's the goal for like my 40s, guys. I'm 32. And that's the difference between my mindset now. See, and when you have work, when you have a job, right? A job just over broke, right? Your mind is only on job and then, oh my God, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep because you're so emotionally drained from going to work every day. So anyway, anybody who is expecting a super long, you know, when they feel the space, I got into that. But then anybody who wanted to dip out when it came to the money talk, I understand. Okay. Self-improvement is number one. That's why I do videos like this, because yes, we get into the why they need to feel the space, why you need to let go, no contact and all that. But I want to teach you guys what really matters. Okay. And I'm just observing life and going through life myself and, you know, just reporting on it to you guys on my YouTube channel. And that's the kind of channel I want to start. The Chris Williamson, he's been at it for a while, and something Lewis Howes, I think his name is, stuff like that, where I interview people. Right. I want to fly people out. Maybe I want to have like an apartment near, like, you know, where I can fly people and they can come to my podcast, especially in the early stages, because I have no clout, right? And then as soon as my podcast grows, because I interview people, you know, they'll come because they're going to get exposure to my audience, right? So anyway, I hope this works out for you guys. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, work on these. Okay, 6 pillars, work on them. I can help you work on them. I have Money School and I have coaching sessions, whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever you guys want to do. The free Discord is there. Again, I'm not there all the time. I pop in there and say questions and people will be like, what do I do? Right. And I'll just say, okay, do. And then other people usually chime in. It's awesome. It's so far, it's really positive. It's really cool so far. And some people have asked me about money and self-improvement and whatever. Let's grow this Discord. You guys can come and hang out there. You guys can ask questions to the other people in the group. And then I'm going to obviously promote Money School in there a little bit and just try to grow that. It's only going to be capped at 100 people. So that may change down the road, but I have to cap it because coaching, I'll have to change how group coaching is anyway and all that stuff. But again, the book is out. Pick up the book, Masculine Way. Pick it up. It's about breakups. It will go into, like, one of the chapters is literally called Focus on Your Sexual Market Value. Okay. One of the other chapters is called Your Breakup, and it goes deep into your breakup. Okay. And I changed the formatting a little bit too, so it should be better for anybody who's ordering it now. But anyway, I love you guys. Deepest part of my heart. Seriously, no bullshit. Like, I'm coming and operating from right here. Okay. This is what I want for you. And the journey to get there, it sucks at first. But if you do it every day, especially if you have somebody that's helping you, my job, my purpose is to help raise vibrations for sure. I just do it in a different way. Okay? Love you guys. Seriously. Do this work. You don't even need my coaching. You do this work on your own. You'll just get there slower. That's all. That's a promise. But you'll get there. You just got to read, focus on your own emotions, focus on meditation, relax, get away from women for a little while. Not entirely, just for now. Monk mode right now. And then go back out into the world a stronger, more calm, more compassionate, influential, trustworthy, fearless, a man in sync and in service to other people. Okay? Done.